Because of the combining of two financial situations and two incomes, managing money as a couple can be challenging. Even though you're trying to manage your finances together, there can be significant income gaps, especially if one of you is the main source of income. Welcome to our channel, The Money Bender. Subscribe and let's dive in. Guys, remember, these are not advice from financial experts, but these are some of the valuable ideas that could pave the way to improve your budgeting skills as a couple. Whether you're just starting to think about the financial aspect of your relationship or you've been trying to sort it out for a long, here are a few various ways you might handle money and reduce financial stress. So let's take a look at some of the steps you could follow to improve your finances together. Number 1. Combine all your finances. In this case, both of your incomes are placed into a joint checking account, and you both use it in accordance with a predetermined budget. One account is used to collect and distribute all of the funds. To make this work, you and your partner must calculate your combined income, and then create and accept a budget that includes all shared expenses, including rent, groceries, and bills. You must also decide on optional expenses. Since this budget is balanced with your combined income, it makes no difference if one person earns twice as much as the other. It will balance each other out if either person's income increases or decreases. The fact that all funds and expenses are placed into and withdrawn from the same account means that there is no way to tell what belongs to me and what belongs to you. Number 2. Keep all your finances separate. Your earnings are kept separate. You have different budgets, bills, and bank accounts. Your own finances are in each of your control. Both you and the person you love don't need to rely on each other financially. Your finances won't be impacted if your partner isn't good at managing. This approach is straightforward in that you only need to worry about yourself, your investments, retirement funds, and bank accounts. But in many respects, it's challenging. You might still be concerned about your partner's financial situation, and since it's almost impossible to have no shared expenditures, managing them might be challenging. Many longtime lovers continue to maintain their separate financial lives. You should discuss this with your partner because you might manage money better if it's kept separate. Couples in such situations must decide who will handle particular bills and make plans to pay them separately. Number 3. Share resources, but give your partner some spending money. Both of your salaries are deposited using this manner into one account. You each have a separate checking account which you each receive some fund money each month, but all payments and savings are paid from that account. You gain the advantage of combining your funds, but you are free to make any purchases with your fund money. Determining how much fund money each will receive is important. Will the quantities be equal, or in relation to income? You must also determine which costs will be included in the fund expenses category. Number 4. Split joint expenses 50-50. Each expense is divided in half, such as shared expenses including housing, utilities, vacation, date evenings, etc. You and your partner each pay the same amount toward all bills. While you have control over your own money, sharing costs with your partner is simple. Equal bill sharing may seem fair, but if one person makes much more or less than the other, this may place more financial strain on that individual. Equalizing payments will also have an impact on significant future purchases, as you must ensure that each person can cover the cost. Number 5. Split shared bills by a percentage of each person's income. Each person's portion of all shared expenses gets deducted from their salary. The individual who earns more money pays a greater proportion of the bills, and the person who earns less money pays less. You will pay 65% of the joint expenses if you make 65% of the income. The most beneficial action is to keep all of your accounts separate and then form a joint account in which both of your names are listed, making sure that you both have equal access. Calculate the combined income of you and your partner, and then divide that by 2. The total cost of these shared expenses should be multiplied by your individual income percentages, and then each person must give this amount. Number 6. Maintain one income. Imagine acting like you only had one source of money. One partner pays for all of your costs, and you then set aside 100% of the other partner's income for savings. Since you are only living on just one person's income, this strategy guarantees that you are always saving money and that you will continue to come up with economical ways to save money. This one income, which is most often the higher earning of the two partners, covers all costs and savings contributions. The reduced income is entirely invested in both short and long-term savings. However, not every couple is able to make a living on one income because their costs are high, they are making an effort to pay off debt, or they simply don't earn enough. If you're truly motivated to reduce costs, this is the best way to do it. Number 7. Split responsibility for certain bills. Each person takes entire responsibility for certain debts. For instance, one individual might be in charge of paying all of the rent, utilities, and television bills. The other person may be in charge of paying all of the expenses for groceries, clothing, and children's items. Expenses can be split in a variety of ways, such as giving higher bills to the one who earns more income or giving groceries to the person who shops for them. Finally, there isn't a single perfect method for creating a household budget. It might not be a perfect, fixed manner for you and your partner to manage your finances is the best way. Create your own approach to money management by personalizing a method, combining two methods, or doing away with them entirely. Once you've decided on a strategy, don't be afraid to modify it. You must experiment as a team with different strategies to determine the right balance between your personal finances and your shared finances. Choose the strategy that feels right to you after considering the advantages and disadvantages of each strategy. I hope you have a good understanding of how a couple can manage their cash flow in a more effective manner. Thank you for joining us, and ensure you stay tuned into the Money Bender. Follow for more.